Today, let's talk about some more prepping / homesteading tips that might just help you out in a pinch. Let's do it. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Renewed Homestead. Ben, Loki, and let's talk about some prepping tips that might help you out. Well, here's one that I wasn't actually going to include, but if you can get the local power company, or at least the guys that are contracted with them to come out and drop off their wood chips, boy, I'm telling you what, we've got about 6 loads and they're still dumping down the road, and every time I see them, I'm like, hey, bring them on up, please. We can use them. We'll get this out over the orchard area and get that about 3 or 4 inches thick, and it'll just kill that grass out, and then we can use it for other stuff. But Loki, you want to come down? All right, come on, buddy. All right, let's go down and get to tip number 1. All right, this might seem a familiar sight. If you think back to about a week ago during our polar vortex, we were carrying buckets of water up from the pond down there to flush the toilets. Well, I wasn't using this method with the stick, but after a few days of carrying 5-gallon buckets up, and you remember water weighs about 8 pounds per gallon, so 5-gallon full bucket is 40 pounds. Yeah, it's going to wear on your shoulders and your elbows. Well, this is probably, I don't know. I don't even know if I could call it a tip, but, this goes back to ancient times where you see, people in hieroglyphics carrying water like this. Well, it actually makes it a whole lot easier. It doesn't have to be, you don't want too thin of a stick, and it doesn't have to be, anything special. This is just a post that I think was out here on the ground that used to support another tree that was growing up. But anyway, makes it easy to carry, and had I thought of it last week, I probably would have done this. Now I will add a tip upon the tip. I'd put lids on these buckets, because when I pick this up, they're not full by any means. This is for demonstration purposes only. It was sloshing, so I can imagine if this was full. Yeah, and you probably might want somebody to help heave it up on your shoulders. So, all right, let's get down and go to tip number 2. Yeah, that's my workout. Okay, well, let's talk about prep storage. Now, I'm not talking about putting your beans and your rice into Mylar bags and 5-gallon buckets. I'm talking about, where do you keep them? Now, I know not everybody has the advantage of having multiple buildings, shops, barns, houses, but it's best to not keep all your preps in the same spot. I mean, what if you live in a flood zone and a flood comes through and takes your house? Well, okay, or fire, you just never know. So it's best if you can kind of disperse things out. The reason I bring this up is, while we were living in the RV, I had some stuff down in our shop, some food storage. The mice got in, and even the stuff they didn't chew through, it was just nasty. Mice are just nasty creatures. There was pee, and it stunk. A lot of that stuff I just threw away. I mean, I didn't even want to try to salvage it, even the stuff in the cans. But so, spread that stuff around. Oh, and if you live in a neighborhood and you just have the one house and a garage and whatever, well, do you have an RV that you store off-site, or a boat? You could stash some stuff in there, and that way not all would be lost in a flood or a fire or something like that. You would have some of your preps and some of your redundancies somewhere else. That's why they're redundancies, right? So anyway, so that was tip number 2. And I got one more coming at you, and let's go down and show you how full this pond is, and we'll talk from there. Now that is some happy ducks. That storm that came up through Texas and across Tennessee and hitting North Carolina, I'm telling you what, we got a lot of rain. You probably can't hear it, but the creek over here, it usually flows, but it's really going now, and you can see the pond is almost breaching the dam. It really actually has over on that edge just a little bit, but not to a point where it's going to wash anything out to where we'd lose the pond or anything. But anyway, well, while you watch the ducks enjoy, we have talked about backup power. You know, generators, solar generators. You know, we took advice that Pinball gave out about the solar powered generator, and its name escapes me, but I know Denise will be able to just put it in there for you. But something I thought about with that, you know, that Pinball tested it, and you can run your refrigerator for a limited number of hours. Well, what if you have medication that needs to be refrigerated? And what if you're also on a CPAP? I mean, these are two reasons why you would want to have a backup generator anyway. And solar, you know, battery backup, it's much quieter than running gasoline, which, hey, if you've got backup, if you have a generator, you know, good for you. Even if it's gas powered, you know, you can do things to kind of muffle the noise type of thing. But it occurred to me, if you've got medication that has to stay refrigerated, you might want to look around, see on OfferUp, Craigslist, you know, Facebook, whatever. See if somebody's getting rid of one of those mini fridges, one of the little ones in the dorm, because you could get your medication in there, and that little generator would keep that thing running for a whole lot longer than it would a full-size refrigerator. So something to keep in mind. And the same with the medicine. If you've got a doctor that will prescribe maybe 90 days out or whatever medication you can stockpile, I would get my hands on it if you can. You know, it's last thing you need to be is running out of medication in a polar vortex storm. You can't get to the pharmacy, or the pharmacy's out. You know, plan 2 steps ahead if you can. So anyway, so you got a stick for buckets. You're going to store your stuff in multiple locations. You have backup power, and you get the wood chips. So anyway, just some things going through my head this morning at 4 a.m. and thought, you know, I had to share that with you guys. And, you know, if you've got some other tips or ideas that you'd like to share with everybody, you know, throw it in the comments. You know, we learn from each other. Always learn from each other. So, right, Zoe? Zoe's on mouse duty. We got a lot of mice out these days. I don't know why. Huh, getting big. So, anyway. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe. Go check out renewedhomestead.com/shop for that deodorant. And hopefully very soon we'll have another special listing on there for you guys. So anyway, you good, Loki? You are? Okay. He wants the kitty. All right, everybody. Take care. God bless. We'll see you all in the next video. Bye. Right up here. Looky. Right up here. Come on. There. Up here. Up here. Up you go. Oh, good grief. You can get up there. Come here. Come here. Oh, you silly boy. Just silly boy. Oh, I know. Got anything to say to everybody? Where's Loki? Yeah, you're a good boy. You're a good boy. Watch your feet.